Hello and welcome to TV Chef Fantasy League. I'm your host and commissioner, Sierra Cato, here with my co-hosts, Mike Cabalon, Ify Waddy Way.
What's that? Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember
you
was
did
that?
a good job. Were you the voice? I
That was
feel
me.
like that was pretty on point.
Yeah. My career's really taken a huge nosedive since 1997.
You're probably just living off those sweet royalties
Sweet
or
residuals
residuals.
checks. Yeah. Billions and billions.
Yeah, that's nice. I will say we got some good positive podcast reviews because we asked
I
for
forgot
them.
about that.
Hey, thank
Okay,
you.
hit me.
So thank you to Thoughts Cream or Thought Scream. I don't know.
Oh, Thoughts
Thoughts
Cream
Cream
or
Thought
Thought
Scream?
Scream.
One's
much funnier than the other.
I mean, take what you want.
Yeah.
Decide,
Yeah,
fork in
you
the
can
road.
pick later.
Endale27, who titled the review like Scotto said. I guess that's how you say my name.
Sure.
Referencing the one that is credited to me, even though I pretended to be somebody else. Jonesy was a space cat. E. Donald27, R. Clay J. Sheila Maps.
Wow.
Look how many. Thank you.
I love all of these people. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it really
dope.
it boosts our rating. It makes us look good.
Makes us look way better than we are.
I mean, that's what we deserve.
I'd like to give a shout out to a fan. I don't know if you saw. We kind of diffuse responsibility here on this show.
Oh.
I was looking at the social media this week. I think his name is Toby. I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure it's Toby.
Nice.
Sent us a DM that just told us all about how Stampede in Calgary works.
Ooh.
And it just made me want to visit Stampede even more.
Cool.
Even though he was like, it makes the town so expensive that the locals kind of get shut out of most things.
No.
So like I do, but I don't. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do we contribute to that?
Yeah,
for...
do you
Right.
want to be part of the problem?
But it sounds dope. He made it sound dope as hell. So thank you, Toby.
Pretty cool.
Toby.
Toby Tobes.
Toby or not Toby? That's the question.
Nice.
Wow, profound.
Nice. And that one's for
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
Sure he hasn't heard that before. Are you going to
His name is Toby. Yes,
Okay.
confirmed.
confirmed?
Toby real, got to be real, got to be real.
Beautiful.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Hence, I don't know it, but we're in. So the episode.
I feel like I like. What is your? I've
Still
been
trying
to a
to figure
karaoke
me-
night with you,
Yes.
and I still don't know what songs you know and what songs you don't know.
Yeah, that's nuts that you know that song, Sierra.
Yeah, I feel like my music memory begins at like 2010.
That's pretty late.
Yeah.
I know.
What was the first CD you got for yourself as
Yeah.
a child?
Oh, got for myself? I mean, probably. I think I was actually telling you this at that karaoke thing, which was, I think it was like, like my aunt would give me like an iTunes gift card.
Right.
And then I would like get the iTunes.
So, but iTunes is like
singles.
late.
Yeah,
We're
that's
talking
what I
like,
was gonna say,
yeah.
Because I kind
Yeah,
of
how
got to
old
it
are
late.
you?
and you're not young. Sorry, I didn't mean
Wow.
that.
You're trying to
Damn.
pull
You're
back.
no spring chicken,
trying
you
to
old
pull back.
hag.
Yeah, I'm 30, so 94, right?
Yeah.
So then I feel like I got into music late.
Yeah.
And then before that, I would listen to my parents had like oldie CDs from like the
Oh, that doesn't count.
60s.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
and then everything between I don't know, and then 2010s. And then I would listen to like classical music, and I would listen to like what my sister listened to. So she would listen to like the Beastie Boys.
Sure.
And like,
Your sister's cool.
Yeah.
yeah, she
Your
was
sister
cool.
fucks.
Yeah. Your sister, yeah.
Yes, this is true. She did just give birth, so
Yeah,
it's
so
all
at
good.
least once.
Yeah. Well, at least twice now. She got two
yeah,
kids.
yeah.
So yes, but I do think so that's me, guys.
Yeah, no, I remember I had that Columbia something house.
Okay,
that-
yeah. Oh,
and-
yeah. 5 CDs for a penny.
Yeah. And I got the Space Jam soundtrack, and I remember that.
Welcome to the jam.
Yeah.
Cute.
Come on and slam,
Yeah.
and welcome to the jam. But the first CD I think I remember getting for myself was Ludacris Red Light District, which kind of sampled the
Oh.
Austin Powers for the #1 spot.
That's also kind of late. When was Ludacris was like post 2000s? You didn't buy a CD in the 90s?
In the 90s, no, I had tapes, Dead Presidents on tapes.
Sure.
which
Oh,
my
okay,
brother,
sick.
Got in trouble for. It was cursing too much. My
Sure,
dad took
yeah,
his
yeah.
boombox.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
the whole
remember
thing.
going to Walmart and looking at half the season, being like, "That's not the cover art," because Walmart wouldn't let you sell a CD with like obscene cover art on it. So a lot of CDs they had to like put a sticker on it. You know what I mean? All right. Well, that's a fun update for all of the young people.
Now,
us describing what it was like to buy a CD in the 90s.
Good times.
We should talk about
I
a
don't have
cooking
it
show.
anymore. Well, you know what else is not on CD? Top Chef.
Wow.
That's the show we're watching.
A+ transition.
Yeah.
You can find it on Peacock, also on Bravo. All right, so this episode, it's our last week in Calgary. It's week 12. Last week in Canada.
That's true.
Before
We're
the
gone now.
finals.
Yeah.
So it's getting close.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we start, right where the last episode left off. Lana just left, so everybody's pretty devastated. She was a very positive force. Bailey cries, gets half a point.
Yeah.
So it continued from, just they were besties. Also, she's now our final woman standing in this group. Also, we think about the fact that she's come a long way. She got eliminated. I look back at the scoreboard. She got eliminated week 2.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Do we? Okay. Okay.
so.
Hold on. Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna derail us for just one quick second and talk about a show that I know a lot of our fans are also watching, which is Next Level Chef, which I finally just caught up on. Okay. Here's what made me think about it: is I was like, do we think that Bailey being the only woman left helped her chances in the finale?
Ooh.
And that we can put a pin in that question. Come back to it when
Oh,
we
you
talk.
mean this
Sorry.
current
Yeah.
episode. I see.
The judges table of this episode. We can put a pin in that. We can come back to that. Spoiler alert for this season of Next Level Chef, which ended a couple weeks ago. So if you're watching it, you've probably seen the finale. But if you're saving it, just skip forward 15 seconds. A man won this season, and he was terrible. He was good. But he clearly did not win the finale.
Yeah.
It was very evident that he did not have the best meal, and he still won. And I was reading conspiracy theories online on Reddit, and someone was like, well, the last 3 seasons, a woman has won. So do we think it's like he was the only man in the finale, and they were just kind of like, it's time for a man to have it?
It's a man's world.
It honestly is.
It's, okay, I'm sure, I know there was something with American Idol where it just kept being like this. I don't even know, but I just know for so long, and that's voted by people in theory, right?
Yeah.
It just kept being a guitar playing white dude for so many seasons in a row. I don't think they did.
But somewhere in the
anything
middle,
about
because the first one was Kelly Clarkson. That's not.
it. Oh
guitar
yeah,
playing
no,
white
this
dude.
is seasons, and I stopped
Right,
watching.
yeah,
but
yeah.
I just think
Yeah,
it just kept being that because it's just America votes, and then who's
Yeah.
voting. And who they gonna vote for? So I think I don't think they did anything about it. I think it just continued to happen. I think they would try to be like, but what about this
Right,
person?
right,
And then they'd be
that
like,
makes
yeah,
sense.
no, we don't listen to that.
That makes me think of a hot zeitgeisty thing. We're really not going to talk about the episode this week.
we have very little to talk about because
Yeah,
there was
it's
no
okay.
quick fire.
That's true. Yeah. So we can afford this. There was a Rolling Stone article this week or last week that labeled, I don't remember, Benson Boone, Teddy
I knew you were gonna
Swims,
say Benson Boone.
and a third person I can't remember, and they called it the Voice audition music, and I'm like, that's exactly what it is, because I can't stand that
no.
genre of
And
pop.
Benson Boone's the backflipping guy, right?
Yes, flipping.
I don't.
He flips.
Okay,
That's
sure.
all you need to know.
I'll believe it.
I
He's
remember.
a flipping man.
You remember?
What?
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to.
He
reveal this to
404'd.
Earth. I remember someone who I may know who had.
Okay, I love this. I love dancing around a
who
name.
had an experience with Benson Boone as
okay.
part of something they were doing.
Okay.
And I remember him being in the group chat being like, "Man, these Gen Z, they do not give a fuck that this man's doing all these flips." He's almost kind of like annoyed, like, this guy's doing flips. That's cool.
Wow. I did not know.
I'm confused. Wait, yeah.
I don't dive into the lore of artists that I don't
Well,
particularly
it's kind
care
of
for.
like his big thing is that he
Sure.
flips so
Okay.
much.
I watched the Grammys and I didn't know about
And he
this.
flips?
I know this
Oh.
man's music has been pushed on me. On,
That's what it is.
All the algorithms.
I would not
and
know
I
who
do
these
not-
people are were it not for the fact that I go to grocery stores and I hear these songs and I'm like, please let me
Right.
know what the song is so I can avoid it.
Right. That's so brutal. That's hilarious.
Because
yeah.
the voice audition is a
Anti-Shazam it.
good thing for me, or a good comparison for me, because it is I'm not saying they're bad
Yeah.
singers. They can belt.
Right.
But I simply don't care for this song.
Sure. Yeah, it's more of a display of oh, you can sing.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
get it.
A song that people like in general.
Yeah.
Enough people in America would like, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, so he's at the Grammys and he did this backflip or something, and so then I was like, oh, that's that guy who keeps. His
Oh,
name
sure.
keeps popping
I
up
get
on
it.
anytime I just
Okay.
am like, yeah, random music.
Get out
They're
of here.
what
Anyone
about
can
this
do
guy? I'm
a-
like, what is that? Anyway, it's him. He flips.
Anyone can do a backflip. Spider-Man backflips.
Yeah.
Go lead $3
They
billion
got
movies.
Yeah, they got a backflip in Spider-Man.
Demia Dijuibe does a backflip.
Yeah.
Pretty
He does
cool.
one
Yeah,
backflip every time he does
Actually,
a show.
yeah,
that's
he
why
does
he
have
did
a
a-
social
yeah,
media
he-
post about that, right?
Yeah, he did a bit where he was like,
I said it's
fuck
a
Benson Boone. Because
Yes. Okay.
he
That's
took my
also,
whole thing and
Yeah,
now
yeah.
he's giving them out for free.
I did see
Dylan
that.
Adler does a backflip. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Name
oh my
backflippers
God,
all
so
day.
fun.
Get out of here, Benson
That's a
Boone.
fun. That's yeah. It's such a fun thing, but I don't know if you need to be doing it on stage at the Grammys. You just sing.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Just
kidding.
sing. We
it
just
was
want- it's
no.
okay.
People loved it.
No,
I'm
I'm
not,
sure.
I don't mean to.
I'm sure he's a great showman.
Yeah, it was all.
And he's a
was really
handsome
great,
fella.
Really great
I've
performances.
seen his picture. I'm like, I get it. I see the appeal. The
Sure,
music
sure.
just simply isn't for me.
Sure. That's fine.
Okay, where were we?
Music wasn't for me for 20 years.
The concept of music was simply not for you for a long time.
Correct.
Okay.
Where were we? Well,
Wait,
yes.
where are your tastes now?
Sure. No, I mean, I think where would I? I mean, I do
Like,
love a
what's
lot
in
of the pop.
rotation?
I do love a
Okay.
lot of the classic stuff that people like. So I like Billie Eilish.
Sure.
And I like a Taylor Swift, and I like a Gracie Abrams.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. This is a safe space.
But before that, but no, I do enjoy a lot of hip hop and a lot of grime.
Okay.
And
Like
yeah,
UK
what else?
grind.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's pretty fun.
All right. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like when I
Plus
Big,
five.
dirty, stinking bass.
oh yeah,
Take it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Get a smoothie. Watch this
Wow.
movie.
oh
There
my
it is.
goodness, there we go.
Sierra, thank you for your support.
Oh yeah, wow,
This
personal
knife.
thanks, yeah, personal shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the dream. And then I think going through. I guess it was like sort of well, now I feel like every time anybody's like, oh, the 2010s sound music and like trap from that time, I'm like, oh yeah, that was great, and now it's gone.
Right when you caught on to it, went
yeah,
away.
I was like, oh, that was really nice.
All right.
But we love it.
Great.
Um,
We've alienated our entire audience.
yeah,
Everyone has
thank you,
turned
thank you.
this episode off.
Everybody get excited. Please rate us on Apple Podcasts. Okay, so, speaking of, this is a fun one. Cesar was making little banana blueberry dragons. Was that him?
Oh yeah. In the not the stew room, just like their hotel lobby.
Yeah. There were like little bananas that he fashioned into little blueberry eating things.
Can I say this?
Mm-hmm.
As we're recording this, it's Monday night, and I just got off a flight, and I had a layover today in Chicago, and it was a 3.5 hour layover, which
Mm-hmm.
is, in most cities, enough time to, like, go do one thing. So I
Yeah.
literally had this thought where I was like, if I'm going to eat a meal in Chicago, let me go to either Cesar's restaurant,
Ooh.
Bailey's restaurant,
Whoa.
or Zubair's restaurant, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, there's 3 Chicago chefs on this season.
That's true.
All of their fucking restaurants are closed on Mondays.
What?
I feel like typically most
Most hospitality industry, yes.
yeah.
I mean, that's the case here in LA too.
Yeah, it's
But
one
I
of
was
the-
just
I
like,
always forget,
statistically,
too.
I picked 3 chefs, and none of them had an open restaurant on a Monday afternoon.
It's truly wild. Where it's like, unless they're typically the vibe is like neighborhood.
Right, all
then it
day.
won't.
Yeah, sure.
Because like same thing. Whenever I want to take someone to like, I think Hippo doesn't open till Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And even like Jeff's Table isn't open on
know,
Mondays,
I
and I
know,
keep
which is a
walking
bummer.
in on a Monday, and the liquor store owner's always like, he knows me
Turn
now.
around.
As soon as he's like, it's Monday. It's
Yeah.
Monday. You
Oh,
keep coming
right.
in.
Yeah.
You keep coming in on Mondays.
Yeah, it's definitely a problem here in LA, but it's just like, it's a bummer as a traveler to be like,
Sure.
I came here to try a cool thing. And
Dude,
every
One
restaurant,
chance.
and it wasn't even just their 3. Once I got past their 3 restaurants, I was like, well, what are just like the cool restaurants in Chicago? None of them.
Sure.
Not a single one.
I remember years ago, I had like an 8-hour layover in DFW,
Okay.
but it was Martin Luther King Day.
Okay.
And I remember I posted on Facebook, I was like, who lives in this area? And it was like someone who was like a fan of my Geek and Sundry stuff. And he was like, yeah, I'll take you around. I was like, bet. Because I'm a
That's
man.
really trusting.
I'm a man and I have hubris. I'm a large man. I'm like,
Yeah. You
know.
can fight your way out of
Yeah.
a lot of situations.
But then, he just kept trying to take me to spots, but they would be closed for the
Oh.
holiday.
Oh,
And then
no.
and he was like apologetic. I was like, nah, I think in Texas I'd feel some type of way if they chose to be
Sure.
Yeah,
open
yeah.
during Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
a win-win.
Yeah.
A win-win.
Yeah, that's conflict barbecue.
Oh no, fair.
Barbecue fueled by hate. The wood fire is the
Can't
fires
participate
of
in
hate.
that.
Using burning crosses in their smoke.
Oh no, yeah, that's the fuel.
It
Yeah.
makes it taste better if the
Yeah.
wood's in a cross shape.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it's tough. It's a toss up there. But
We just gave
yeah,
a racist
so,
an idea. Someone out
Yeah,
there is
yeah.
like,
I-
well, I bet I could justify that.
Oh yeah,
no.
some MAGA person who listens to this podcast for some reason
Some reason.
is about
Some
to make
reason.
a shit ton
Yeah,
of money.
they've made it this far. They
Yeah.
they hate
And
it
I
when
would
we bring
say,
up race.
as long
but-
as you use it to up your membership, it's yours. As long as you use it.
MaximumFun.org/join.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we don't care if your dollars are racist. They are still dollars. They spend just the same.
Hey, we're in the U.S. That money will be legal tender. Okay. Cesar and his blueberry dragons covered that. Mystery totes. They got a bunch of mystery totes. They get these foraging gloves. We think foraging is probably going to happen. And that is indeed true. So they go to they've learned there's no quick fire, which is why we're straight to the elimination challenge. They go to Quarry Lake. And
At what I have to guess was like 2 a.m, right? Did you also get that vibe?
Oh.
When they were opening their
yeah.
mystery totes, I was like, I know we're indoors and I can't see a window, but just on the way they're dressed, I'm like, it is certainly like 3 or 4.
Oh,
the sun
that's-
is not up yet.
Oh, yeah.
I just got the vibe, you know?
Because, yeah, they'd have to travel out there, which probably take a lot of time.
Right.
Yeah.
I honestly maybe even clocked it as like, oh, is this the night before? Like, I didn't really
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
what was going on.
Because they were like in the middle of nowhere. When they got to I was like, they're standing in front of a
Yeah.
postcard. It's gorgeous. Makes me want to go to Canada. But
Yeah.
this
Oh
is
my God.
truly the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, like,
Yes.
yeah, they would have
That
to
real
trek.
Canadian action.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, and I think Quarry Lake was so like serene and calm, and not as like dramatic and turbulent as Ricky Lake.
I hate that I laughed at that.
Yeah, because it's a good show. It's a good joke. I
Once
mean,
again, for the youngsters, Ricky
Yeah, yeah,
Lake
yeah.
was
Well,
a daytime talk show host
I was
in the
gonna
90s.
see if Sierra
No, so
knew.
I know
Oh,
that
so- okay.
she was on Drop the Mic.
Oh, that's why you know.
That's
But she is kind of like
that is my favorite thing.
that is
When someone's like, "Yeah, I know Snoop Dogg from Fortnite."
yeah, that's true. Oh no, it is actually there was somebody who said like, oh yeah, Steve Martin, the dad from Third Cheaper by the Dozen. And I was like, oh,
Wow,
yeah, I
what
guess
a
so.
deep
Yeah.
cut for Steve Martin.
I know.
Yeah, I guess so. This person was British. Maybe that went huge over there overseas.
Yeah, the big cheaper by
Cheaper
the
by the
dozen.
dozen, huge across
fandom.
the pond. So yeah, yeah, Ricky Lake. Look her up. At Quarry Lake, they're joined by Cree Knowledge Keeper Brenda Holder and chef and forager Tracy Little, and they get some more info on how to like forage well. There's like juniper berries, moss. Moss. Oh, wow, that's different. Sorry. They collect ants. I was gonna
Ants.
say Cesar had done foraging before, and he collected a giant hen of the woods, which is like my
Yeah, it
top-
had a
Yeah, that was
picture of it.
crazy.
Yeah.
It was massive. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked very like Last of Us, like
Yeah.
clicker vibes, full
Yeah.
face of mushroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did all that work to just show how much of a fun guy that Cesar is.
yeah. He loves to
Loves to
just
be
hold
outdoors.
big things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
another pun. Fun guy.
Oh,
Fun
I
guy
didn't
went
hear
right
that.
over our
I'm
heads.
Yeah,
sorry,
don't
yeah,
worry.
but you're right. That was much better than.
Don't worry, the listeners, someone's cackling.
Someone,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
gave-
yeah,
Mike
well
and
done.
Sierra are so stupid.
Yeah,
gave me
sorry.
a thumbs up, so that's all I need.
Bailey showed off her glam rock look.
I get
I
it.
can't remember why it came up, but
I've caught it because she always rocks like that, like white leather jacket in her talking heads.
yeah, fair. So
But it's
she's-
funny because I feel like
keeps
she's
it.
of two styles because she rocks the glam rock half the time. The other half the time, it's like loud leggings. Do you know what I mean? Like truly like cozy Midwestern
Pattern.
girl who still wants to be like bright and colorful.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah, yeah.
renegade craft fair vibes, if that resonates with anyone in the audience. Do you know what I mean?
Right. I feel like I think of her in like a pattern, like a colorful pattern or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's got all sorts of styles. We got Tristan said he was like he woke up at 3 a.m. when his dish just came to him.
I mean, that
is
sounds
amazing.
so much like a true artist statement. To
I
be like, it came
know.
to me in a dream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's just a vessel through which it passes. It's amazing.
But it was a
and,
good idea. I liked his concept.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like, jerk came from black people in the mountains. So
yeah.
let's do it.
Taino, which is connecting to the indigenous and
Yeah, he's just
Canadian area.
laying in bed, coming with A to Z workouts, where it's like, jerk, black people, Jamaica, mountains.
He's doing like a pattern game with
Oh,
himself.
Yeah.
Hey,
in
it
his
gets
room
him
at
there.
night doing a scene painting. Okay.
We see a bush. Okay, got it. Deep cut improv jokes. We're really pulling together a lot of different audiences with specialty knowledge here.
This is good. Shuai picking ants out with thin chopsticks. He was like selecting the ants that he wanted to cook,
Delicate. Yeah.
and harvesting them. These were just some images that I liked throughout the episode. But
You're
this
scene
is what
painting in a
happened.
way.
Yeah. I'm just trying to for those who didn't get a chance to watch.
Have either of you
basically
had
watch it.
ants?
I don't. I mean, I've had, ants for a video where it's like, look at you eat these bugs.
sure,
but,
sure.
like,
Oh, okay.
not
in a culinary setting.
culinary setting.
Yeah.
I haven't been brave enough to get the crickets at Gualaguesa.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up in LA, there's so many ants just all over the place. So I think as a child, I ate a lot of ants.
Yeah.
I just like, you know, I
Once
think
again, not in a culinary
very
setting.
not a close
just
sense, more of just like a
off the kitchen
you know,
counter.
yeah, like ooh, like oh, what's that? Oh, it's spicy. You know, it is spicy. Yeah, but have you?
No, I don't think I have, and I'm not against it. It doesn't freak me out.
Yeah,
the way,
no.
but
They're so small. I feel
so
like it's
small.
hard to think about anything.
yeah.
you know?
I think I just haven't.
I mean, what do you guys think about the fact that shellfish are bugs? Or just bugs, right?
Every time someone says that as a reason they don't like shrimp, I'm like, grow up.
Yeah,
Grow-
I
grow-
agree.
Well,
grow the
I think
fuck
I
up.
think it's
I
more of a
agree.
reason to like bugs, like land bugs.
Nah.
Yeah, it's like you like lobster. Get
yeah,
in there.
Get a cockroach.
Reach
I don't
your
know- I
hand
don't know
into
if you've
that.
Just
seen
wash it. But
Yeah.
The like TikTok or Instagram video where they're gonna feed the little what's that big eye furry marsupial, and it has like a
know
kind
what
of skinny
you're talking about.
nose. Well, they plop open a
anteater?
bug.
Oh wait, no. What
No, this
Oh, like not
not a lemur, but like
yes,
something like
yeah.
Marmoset? Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. And they like plop a bug open and it's like real creamy inside, and that's the only time I'm like, I wonder what that tastes like.
Oh,
That,
interesting.
okay, I feel
Ooh,
like
I don't know
I'm
about a
not the only
creamy bug.
person who has this memory, but like watching The Lion King, the way that
Oh,
Timon
yeah.
and Pumbaa like eat
They
those
made that
grubs,
shit
I'm like, I want
good.
that grub.
That's they made that look very juicy.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's the kind of bug I would go for first, because to me that's like
That's hardcore
that's
bug.
a little whoa.
You got a mouthful of bug.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like
An ant is so inconsequential to your
juice. Yeah.
like mouth.
yeah, or like if you do like a crunchy bug, like maybe you just get the shell and you're like,
Right,
well, I've
right.
eaten
A cricket,
shrimp
it's like I'm
shell.
eating a potato chip.
Right.
But a big meaty grub, it's like
Yeah.
you gotta
Ooh, you're
yeah.
really getting in there.
Tarsier.
Tarsier.
I've never
there
heard
we
of that.
go.
Oh yeah.
Big
that
eyes.
That looks
You
like
described
a
that
marmoset.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just blown away that I nailed marsupial. Like I'm really oh shit, this shit is venomous. Look at ugly ass shit. Trying to
Well,
hurt me.
I follow a slow loris on Instagram. Do you guys know
Wow.
what slow?
I know. Yeah, I
it's
didn't
like
know there
kinda
was a
looks weird.
celebrity slow loris
Well,
that you
there's
could.
there's probably a few. I think it's
Okay.
illegal to have it as a pet, but probably I
That
think it is
doesn't stop
somewhere in
anyone.
some countries. it's
Florida,
not.
I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, but they have like poisonous elbows or something.
Whoa.
They'll use the toxins they emit from their elbows to like rub it on you and like get you.
What is the strategic placement of an elbow? Who's leading with their elbows?
I guess it's tucked
Slow
away,
loris.
maybe, but they'll like
Sure.
rub and be like, okay, now I'm ready to take it out. So it doesn't accidentally kill anybody,
Whoa, crazy.
but it's there ready to go. I don't know. I'm just
Learn something
I'm
every
just
day.
guessing. But yes,
Are we talking
they
about
got
ants?
big eyes.
Right.
Oh yeah, ants.
Sea bugs.
Haven't eaten them, but land tiny bugs.
I kind of like. This has nothing to do with anything. I feel like lately what I've seen is a lot more. I feel like prawns are getting bigger. I feel like
Yeah, they're
every
getting
now and then you go to a
juicy.
restaurant and they're like, yeah, we have a prawn dish.
Damn.
It's one gigantic prawn. And then it comes out, you're like, holy shit, I didn't know they came that big.
They're
Yeah.
juicing them up.
Yeah. Steroids. Prawns
Yeah.
on steroids.
Interesting.
I don't
Well,
mind.
that's good. Everything else is shrinkflation, so as long as the prawns are getting bigger.
Did we already talk about the $1 oyster article on Eater?
No. I don't think
Eater,
so.
I forget which local. Might have been Eater National. Ran an article a couple weeks ago that was like, there are no more $1 oysters, and that's probably a good thing.
Oh, right, because yeah, it means cutting some corners and
Right,
probably getting
yeah,
sick.
yeah, exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
willing to pay more to not get sick.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Whew, but yes. But I remember back when getting some on the special days, sometimes it would be 50 cents an oyster.
Yeah, I think it was like a loris I was thinking of.
Oh, really?
He's still way back
I
there.
need to
He's
find-
miles
don't worry,
behind
d-
us.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna find this bug food video.
Oh, hell yeah.
eventually.
Interesting. So they eat the juicy bug.
Yeah, they eat the juicy bug.
Okay, I can't wait to see this juicy,
All
juicy
right.
bug.
Well,
It's perfect for an
I
audio
might-
medium.
I'll
It's for
just-
if you
Well,
show
we
us a
can-
video.
Yeah, if you're watching on Instagram, I mean, if you're watching on YouTube,
We'll put it in the.
Oh,
we
sure,
might,
yeah.
we might
Show
put
description.
it
We'll have
up.
to clip it.
Yeah.
we'll put the
Okay.
link. We'll put the link in bio.
Why my Instagram is stupid as shit.
Oh,
All right,
no,
so they're
technical
foraging
difficulties.
bugs.
Yeah, so yeah, you continue.
All right, great. So yeah, so they forage, they get their ingredients. They're gonna get some more supplemental ingredients from it's kind of funny. They're like, get your main ingredients, but we have a bunch
We'll
too.
also forage for you, you dumb little babies. Yeah,
But they also learn they have to cook this dish over an open flame. Wow.
this is cool. I like this challenge.
I mean, gosh, cooking over an open flame. As we learn, everyone does super well. But I just feel like
Yeah.
it's so hard. It's such an unpredictable
extremely
thing.
hard. Yeah.
It's already hard enough in the kitchen with appliances that are kind
I
of
also
function.
think in general, just like this, I feel like when you think of like a hyper local challenge, you're like, oh, we're in Wisconsin, we're gonna do a cheese curd challenge or whatever it is. You're thinking of like foods that are already prepared, but truly this is like the most local a challenge can get, which is like pull it directly from the ground that it's growing in, and then cook it like in that environment.
On like wood that maybe also was nearby,
right?
Or
exactly.
not. But yeah, truly,
arguably the most Canadian challenge of the season.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, the idea of foraging stuff and eating it, the dream, right? Just living off the land. Well, obviously it's hard.
Yeah.
And the labor ends up being too much. But, it's a cool prospect.
It's a fun novelty.
It's a prospect to be like, wow, we can live like this. It's going to be okay, I'm thinking post-apocalypse. Okay. So all the dishes were
good. You're thinking of, I was going to say it ends with us. That's not right. The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Truly the Last of Us times.
Yeah.
Then we're putting back that Hen of the Woods mushroom right back where
mushrooms.
It came from. None of those. Though in The Last of Us, when they do cook one of the big guys, he looks pretty delicious.
Is that season 2?
Yeah.
I haven't watched season 2.
Okay. Well, I mean, they light on fire a lot of these zombies.
That makes sense.
So
yeah,
it's mushrooms. It's toasty, delicious. Okay. So the dishes. We'll start with Tristan because he was first. He did his OG jerk pork, plantain miso glaze, quarry lake callaloo, and coal roasted roots. This was his 3 a.m. delight.
Yeah.
It sounded delicious.
Yeah.
It was really funny. Kristen said, I could listen to talk about food all day after he'd give his explanation. Very cool.
Yeah.
Tom said, as if you were using these ingredients your entire life.
Wow. How romantic.
I mean, everybody, was really already blown away at the very top. He set a really high bar.
I do think he was smart because he recognized, he called it out where he was like, the thing about pork is it'll dry out really quickly and we're cooking over an open flame. So if I put it directly on the heat, it's going to be shitty.
And also he already had that bad pork delivered, so he was in his head about that.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, he really knew what he was doing. He always has a plan. And then also because, we had Brenda Holder and a lot of there are a few other, who are my other additional judges. It was like, having the indigenous and the indigenous connection was really great. They loved that. Yeah. Oh, and Nicole Gomez is also there.
Oh, right. Of
All-star.
course. Yeah.
And then next we had Cesar with his mushroom trompo, mushroom pibil broth, and toasted ants.
Looked great.
Loved his
I
ants
loved
as
his
well.
presentation was so pretty. The little skewers. The skewers that were branches.
Yeah, the branch skewer.
Looked really tasty. And also bug update, I couldn't find the video.
Oh, no.
Bug update.
Yeah, you can't search Slow Loris on Instagram because they're like, you're searching for practices that have like endangered animals.
No
illegally.
way.
That's why I
Yeah,
think
which
it
is like,
notifies.
well, motherfucker, it's showing up in my algorithm. So you
Yeah.
gotta let me find the motherfucker
Yeah,
so I can
then-
show my friends that eating this juicy bug.
You can't search endangered animals on Instagram?
No, because it like supports like people having them when they shouldn't. But it's like, you allow them to upload it and go
Yeah,
viral.
then take down
Yeah.
those accounts. I feel like that. Isn't that
Yeah.
just as easy for them? Because I'm like, I don't know. Somehow I found this Soloris. I'm sorry. I guess I didn't Google Soloris, but it came up,
Yeah,
and then
it
I
came to
followed
me.
it.
Yeah.
And then now I guess it's illegal.
Yeah,
But
criminal.
yeah, so I think I had seen some warning come up maybe when I saw a video. But I'm like, well, delete that account.
And Durham Pride, you did that.
Yeah, shit, you're right. Fuck.
Slow
Happy
Loris' first gay animal. You heard it here first.
Pride. Fair.
We're here to talk about cooking shows and break gay news.
Yeah.
Very exciting, very exciting.
Anyone in here queer?
I feel like what's the Kinsey scale? It's like 1 to 6.
Yeah.
Right, and 1's straight and 6 is totally gay.
Yeah.
I feel like at times I could be like a 2 or 3, but I never feel comfortable claiming being bisexual or queer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like I can get as deep as a 4.
Yeah.
But
Also recognizing that one, sexuality is fluid and this could change at any
Yeah.
point in time, and also too that Kinsey herself
Yeah.
said this. I messed up. The scale is too small.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
it's
wow.
all good. I was
I've
just
never
trying
done
to see
things
if we can
themselves.
had anyone qualified here to pick the gayest animal. To our queer animal, to our queer audience, this
What's the gayest animal?
Gayest animal. Let us know. We will.
I'm sure
read
there
it
are
out.
lists. I'm sure there are lists online.
I feel like there are 2 answers. There's probably one answer which is like, well, this animal in nature we have observed has
sure. Scientifically.
is a gay animal. And then there's a second answer which is what animal feels the gayest.
Yeah.
And for that one I'm going to say dolphin.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe horse.
Oh,
Ooh,
Also a good
yeah.
option.
I like that.
Yeah.
Slow
But I'm
Loris.
also thinking of like the basics. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, those are like good PR animals. Like everybody knows about them.
Yeah.
But
Because
No one
yeah,
has to
I'd wanna-
Google those animals.
Yeah, I'd want to. I'm sure there's just so many. Sololorus we learned about today, kind of.
Yeah, or you can cheat and say like a bear or an otter
Oh, of course.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
or praying mantis.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the twink of insects.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say like the real bitch of insects.
It's like the twink.
She
always,
rips her
always
mate's head
eating
Yeah,
the
off.
I
salad,
was like, oh, maybe.
getting ready to bottom.
Got it. Yes.
Hey, weigh
yes,
in,
I see that.
folks.
Weigh in, let us know.
All right. Well, that's good. Call to action.
Gabe's,
Happy
Gabe's
Pride.
silence is deafening, though. I will say, leaving us hanging here.
Volunteer species.
I went to the Sex Museum in New York, and famously, male hedgehogs will give each other gay oral sex.
Okay, now we're
Oh, hell
talking.
yeah.
Okay, science.
Now that's
science
that's
fact.
the
That's the
Sonic
science
I want to
answer.
see.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the Sonic I'm trying to see.
Oh
Or
yeah,
at least
Sonic.
the gay
I forget
cut of
Sonic.
Sonic.
Sonic is a hedgehog.
They shot Casey, but they cut it out.
They cut it out.
It's in the bowl.
It didn't test
Oh,
well.
no.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the teeth. When they have
Yeah.
the teeth,
Yeah,
they also
yeah,
have some gay
exactly.
scenes, and they're like, we got to remove both of these.
Yeah,
Echidnas.
you kidding us?
That's
Are
what
also
Knuckles
the-
is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I love them.
I know.
They're so
The
cute.
animal or Knuckles?
Oh, I do love Knuckles too. Knuckles was great in Sonic
Okay,
3.
so you meant the animal. 'Cause
I
you
meant
said
the animal.
Knuckles.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
you
No,
love
I
an
meant the
echidna.
animal. I love echidnas, but just love the way they look. I would say Sonic 3, Knuckles really came into his own, but
Yeah.
Sonic 2, I was like, yeah.
Well, that's the one where he's the bad guy, right?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't really like him as a bad guy. I like him as a friend and
Yeah.
funny guy.
They're following the same model as Fast and Furious, which is every movie
Collective.
you introduce a bad guy, and by
Yeah.
the end he's good, or by the
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
movie he's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. It's a good
Yeah.
model. Hey,
Look,
went for a
it
long
worked for
time.
like 10 movies.
Yeah.
So
Make it happen. We had Bailey. Sorry, I did want to mention Cesar apologized to the ants while toasting them.
Yeah.
That
Adorable.
classic Cesar move. Bailey had her lamb spedino. I don't know if I pronounced that right, with grilled
Yeah.
sandals. Maybe I type really fast.
Okay,
when
sure,
I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah.
this, so I don't know if that's right. But
yeah, I trust you.
I didn't
She
fix
grilled
that.
sandals.
Grilled
She kicked off her
sandals?
Birkenstocks, put those
and
puppies
put
right
'em
over the open
yeah,
flame.
Yeah, that's that glam rock look. Cowtown cowpeas and
Oh,
thistle
that's right.
poplar glaze. Yeah, I
Yeah,
wrote
yeah.
popular, but I meant poplar.
No, that's right. I forgot the Cowtown cow piece.
Yeah, that was funny. Funny word, say it 3 times fast. Peas had a little flavor problem.
Oh, I thought they said it was a cooking problem. A little firm, little dense.
Oh, maybe. I think also there was like the garlic and poplar
Yes, yeah,
part of it was like, I don't know, that's what Tom
yeah.
identified
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But
And I remember
yes,
during the
probably
cook, she's
cooking,
like, "I'm
that's
gonna
right.
add in more poplar syrup." And there.
Yeah, and she was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. But
Yeah.
she was definitely the least fully formed
Yeah.
as far as
Yeah,
the
she
dish
was really-
as she was cooking.
building the airplane mid-flight.
But Gail called it felt like a walk in the woods.
Adorable.
That's
Love
very
that.
sweet.
Yeah.
That's what they did. They walked in the woods and they collected food for their dish.
She
So-
captured that moment, that feeling.
Exactly. Shuai did his roasted cabbage, rose hip, glazed pork belly, cabbage broth, and ant togarashi. People really
Okay.
love this.
This my fiance and I went to a restaurant with a friend this weekend, and there was like it was a Korean restaurant. There was like a roasted cabbage dish on the menu.
Mhm.
And this is a restaurant we had not been to before, and the friend who had been there, we were like, "Oh, like it feels like Schwei's dish. We should order this because we just saw it and we're kind of in
Yeah.
the mood for it." And her friend was like, "It's actually the one thing on the menu that's bad. Don't order that."
Oh shoot!
That's so
Good thing.
funny.
Saved her.
Yeah,
Saved you.
but it did look good.
Looked
The
really good.
humble. I feel like anytime a cooking show uses cabbage, it always has to be referred to as the humble cabbage.
Yeah. What is that?
It doesn't matter what cooking show it is. It's always like you elevated the humble cabbage.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a humble little guy.
No one expects much
Cabbage.
of the humble cabbage.
But it looked so good. He like really, I guess he used the pork belly more as like a condiment or whatever, and the star was the cabbage. They said so much flavor. Tom said he was jealous he didn't make that dish. which
That
kinda
is
funny.
such high praise.
Yeah,
It's
people
crazy.
loved it,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just it looked great. The ant togarashi, people were really like impressed with that. Just doing that in the first place, and he was like, ants. I mean, I had to use ants or whatever. He was kind of making fun of that. He just threw it in there because you gotta.
You gotta. When you're foraging ants, what are you gonna do? Not
Yeah.
sprinkle ants over the top?
Exactly. Yeah, so that was a highlight. And then Massimo finally with his grilled trout with mustard sauce, smoked potato puree, and bannock with wildflowers.
I feel so. This is a little bit jumping ahead, but he'd worked so hard on this. He had the extra time, and he's like, "This is gonna be perfect. I'm so proud of this."
Sure. It was, yeah, they said everybody had a good dish. he introed this by saying that like Buddhist monk story, which was who are you, where are you, and where are you going, and this dish can answer 2 of 3 of those questions.
Yeah.
Which was quite, everybody's always charmed by him.
He's a charming man.
The one criticism was maybe the bitter herb condiment was disconnected from the trout.
Yeah.
Bummer.
And they weren't quite sure what to do with the bannock. Did they dip it? I think they learned eventually, but maybe he could have, helped with a little more instruction. But yeah, I think that was like the only thing.
And very strong flavors, they kept saying.
Oh. Strong
They
flavors.
also did reiterate that like someone's going home for a good dish on this show. They're
Yeah.
like, all
Yeah.
these were great. We're just nitpicking
That was a
Yeah.
main theme.
because
yes.
it looked good. His dish looked good. I was like, I would
Yeah.
eat that. It looks very beautiful,
Beautiful.
and delicious.
Yeah. The main theme, Tom did his favorite line of someone's going to go home for a good dish.
Right.
And it was true. So at the judges' table, they're still outside here, they sort of did a deliberation at the top where they actually didn't call anyone forward. They were just saying, like, it's Tristan versus Shuai, basically.
For the top, you mean?
So, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was going to say they were the favorites, even though
Okay, sure.
they didn't necessarily
Yeah.
do the traditional thing of stepping forward. Okay, so Shuai and Tristan get a point for that.
Nice.
And then basically they said, everyone did great, right? But Shuai was the winner, and it was really like close though, because
For
they
the
were
humble
like,
cabbage.
Tristan. When we got that dish, we were like, no one's gonna top this. This is gonna be the winner. And then lo and behold, Shuai with that cabbage. That's what Tom
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
So, so then obviously Tristan also moves forward, and he gets choked up because obviously he's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a big couple weeks for him.
Yeah,
Right.
and the first thing he said was, "I'm gonna call my mom," and then he
Yeah.
started getting choked up.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
because they were like, "What do everybody was
Yeah.
saying what they were gonna do, knowing that they'd go to the finals." Yeah, that was very sweet, and obviously we've seen, it's only been a week or so, weeks. Oh, that was
Oh,
mine.
messing with the volume here.
I'm
Okay.
sorry,
Oh,
Mom.
no worries.
I thought that was mine.
It's only been a few weeks since his dad passed, so yeah, it's been a lot, and it moves fast, and I think it's helped probably to stay busy, but like this has been a whirlwind, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they also say Cesar is safe. He also had a great dish. Maybe would have wanted any other time if 2 other people hadn't done quite a lot better.
Yeah.
And then on the bottom, obviously, are Bailey and Massimo. It's between those 2, and Massimo is going home, they announced. And they all get all choked up. Kristen.
It seems like he's a well-loved guy on
Yeah.
set. Everyone's so sad to see him go.
It was,
Yeah,
yeah.
and Kristen was definitely crying, but the sunglasses hit it. It's funny you should say that question because that's what M said. M's like, it's gonna be Massimo. She was like, I don't care. I just think it would just be a bad look to just have no lady,
No women in the
Yeah.
finale. Yeah.
Yeah, and who knows? Because I will say it did seem like they both had comparable nitpicks.
Yeah.
So it seems like it could have gone either way, and I feel like, if there's an equal playing field, the no-brainer is like, well, let's, kill the sausage fest.
Right.
But I think that doesn't say anything less of like Bailey's skill and ability.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I wondered, too, Massimo did get that extra 30. They didn't talk about that.
Oh, that is
Right. But
a
it's
really
like,
good
Right.
point.
he did
It
have
sets like
extra
a
time.
higher bar where it's like you had extra time,
Yeah.
it's got to be extra good.
Especially, if everything else is held equal.
Yeah. It was also a bummer that the 2 chefs who cook Italian food and were the most excited to go to Italy and cook Italian food were both on the bottom. It was like,
Yeah.
I know.
It would have, in a different universe, it would have been fun to see them both go to Italy and cook Italian food.
Sure. I mean, I felt bad for Massimo because he did iterate multiple times, or it felt like they showed
Right.
him say a lot, like, "Oh, I just want to make it to Milan, like, just want to cook Italian."
I mean,
food
he's
in
definitely
Italy."
still
Yeah.
going to go to Milan.
That's what I was
because
gonna say.
they're
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
that's
definitely
true,
won't be
right?
there,
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and maybe he'll be a sous chef. I doubt it because they'd be hard to work with.
gonna-
Like if you're really gonna choose somebody, you gotta just be like somebody who can follow directions, please.
Yeah.
But not that he can't follow directions, but they have their feelings about him. So hopefully he'll just get to go and lounge and cook Italian food on his own time.
Hell yeah.
But yes, it was very sweet. He took it really well. I think everybody obviously has been bonded by this point. There's
Oh
only
yeah.
5 of them and now 4. So it was very sweet to like see everybody really send him off and be heartbroken. But also he was like happy that he even made it this far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they all cooked well and made good dishes. And now Milan, on to Milan.
On to Milan.
On to Milan.
All right. Well, we can get to the points breakdown.
Yeah.
Unless
Great.
you have any other thoughts about the
Yeah, go
stuff.
ahead.
Okay,
Lay it on
so
us.
points breakdown. As you know, you can find our rules on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram at TV Chef Fantasy League, and maybe we'll also find the Slow Loris video by then. Okay, so the judges table, Shuai and Tristan, who each get a point. We had the winner, which was Shuai, 2 points, and Bailey and Tristan crying, half a point. So
Wow.
not that many points because no quickfire.
Right.
Not a lot of other things are going on.
Big loss of points for me because now I have no more team members.
Oh, okay,
Lost Mo
okay.
goes home. I cannot gain any more points this season.
Got it.
I could walk right out of the studio right now. It wouldn't make a lick of a difference.
Well, you could be sous chef.
Oh, that's true.
You could
Okay,
get
yeah,
picked
you're right.
as
You're right.
sous
I'm
chef.
back in the scene.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Phew, close one. Okay, this week Mike gained 0 points.
Perfect. Great. Goodbye.
Sorry. If he gains half a point, Bailey.
Yeah.
Crying. I gained 4.5 points. Shuai and Tristan, and that makes us our totals as Mike at 26 and a quarter, Iffy at 34 and a half,
Jesus.
and me at 59.
What a joke, dude. I fucking hate this season.
Yeah. This is.
I mean, yeah, yeah. So we're down to obviously Bailey, Tristan, Shuai, and Cesar.
Okay, I'm going to let you outro the show because I desperately need to go to the bathroom. We
Oh,
can cut this
sure.
out of the audio, but that's a little
Hey.
treat for you YouTubers.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Iffy, any last thoughts?
Yeah, Mike's taking a shit.
Okay, good. Get that in there. Bring your mic to the bathroom now. Any final send-offs before we hit Italy?
No, congratulations on another win. Now my mind's on MasterChef.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Just to prep the listeners, we're obviously doing MasterChef next. That's kind of the cycle we did last year. As we did last year, we're skipping the audition episodes. They typically do 4 audition episodes where everybody comes in and they either get an apron or they don't. And then once they get an apron, they become real contestants. So that's when we draft them. So we don't cover the audition episodes, but as draft people who are going to want good chefs on our team, we're probably going to watch those. So I'm definitely going to, encourage people to look those over. And then we're going to get started on that very soon after Top Chef concludes. But okay, MasterChef is the next horizon. But let's just wrap this up. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you like this podcast, share it with someone. But also, please go to MaximumFun.org/join. We will gladly take your support for as little as $5 a month. It really helps us out. It helps us keep going and helps Maximum Fun and the studio and Gabe and Val, who I will credit very soon. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, drop us a line on Instagram at TV Chef Fantasy League and follow us or send us an email at chef@maximumfun.org. I checked the emails. We didn't get any this week, but we did get some great reviews. Please keep reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. Thank you to those who already did. 5 stars only. Thank you. If you're doing your own Top Chef Fantasy League with friends, please tag us and tell us how you're doing. For full unedited episodes, you can check us out on YouTube. Thanks again to my co-host, Mike Capellan, who's in the bathroom, and Iffy Wadiway. We'll be back next week. TV Chef Fantasy League is a Maximum Fun production. Our producer is Valerie Moffat. Our engineer is Gabe Mara. Our theme song is by Dylan Van Auken. Our artwork is by Sabrina Volante. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube at TV Chef Fantasy League.